Hi folks, this is Jack Spirko with another survival podcast videoing remotely today from the Spirko Bug Out location north of Hot Springs, Arkansas. And we're going to do a product review for you today, and this is another one of our non-sponsored reviews. It's just a product that I purchased for myself. Today we're talking about the Gerber Gator Machete. They actually make this in two different sizes. One of them's about that long, and I thought about buying it. It didn't cost really that much more. I just decided I liked the shorter frame better. It's a little bit easier to carry on your side. It's actually reasonable to draw it from a belt sheath. I think the longer one, you're kind of using a two-hand draw to get it out. So I went with the smaller one. I'm pretty happy with it. And we decided to do this review up here because I'm going to take you over here to a little oak tree that's been that needs some trimming. And we'll give it a try out on some actual wood. So that's why we decided to do the review up here. But overall, I mean, what do I think of it? It's a very well-built tool. It's got that really nice kind of sticky, grippy rubber that you have to put in your hand to really appreciate. It's got a great shape to the handle. When you hold it in your hand, it fits very well. If you're doing kind of some precision work, your thumb fits very nicely in there. That's how it's designed to work. I wouldn't hit, full scale hard like that because you're actually going to harm your thumb if you do that. This is more for your precision type work. If you flip it over and use it as a saw, this piece right here is just perfect to fit in your hand and be able to saw. And the saw works very well. So we'll pause the camera a minute. We'll be right back and we'll show you the tool in action. All right, so let's check out the saw side of this first. This is oak, so this is about as hard as anything you're going to ever cut. I'd say this branch is about the perfect diameter of what you might be cutting to build a lean-to or a shelter or something like that. And this pattern is pretty much like a cross-cut saw. I'd say this is about a 1-inch, again, oak branch, so let's see what it takes to cut through it. There you go. Again, that's about 1 inch, and that's a live piece of white oak, so you're not going to cut anything much tougher than that. And we'll go ahead and try the chopping side of the machete. This tree needs to go. I keep cutting it down and it keeps basically cospicing and coming back. I'll probably come back with the saw later and take it out at the bottom, but we'll cut it about right here. That's about a good 2 inches, maybe more diameter. I can barely get my hand around that. Probably bigger than you'd normally cut with a machete. And haven't used it this way yet, so I don't know how it's going to perform or not. So this is a real world test. Let's take a look at it. Let's get that out of the way. Well, you can't complain about that. The edge held up beautifully. Absolutely a great tool. If I had to do it again and choose between the large one and the smaller one, I'd stick with this. Again, I really like that it can be carried on the belt without it being really inconvenient. If you're going to rely on this in the brush, I'd still make sure you take a good knife with you, something like, my Buck 110 for more precision work. But it's a great tool. Definitely a buy recommendation. If you're thinking about picking one up online, use the link in the video notes. Other than that, this has been Jack Spirko with another survival podcast video.